Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron, great book on principles of freedom, the 5,000-year leap. You ever wonder, people look at the United States of America and all of it's what you focus on. You can either look at historic injustices or current injustices, or you can look at that this is by far the freest, greatest place that for an organized society, city-state, has ever existed, basically. And so the 5,000-year leap, it's 28 principles that change the world. And we need a lot more education. I'm a big believer in homeschooling, big believer in Christian schools and things like this. Because, if you're a Christian school and all you're doing is poly-parroting what's in secularism, you're not doing right. You cannot separate truth from the truth, and you can't separate the word from the word. You just can't do this. And that's the reason in Revelation 13, everybody whose name's not written in the book of life is going to worship the Antichrist, because you're going to have a strong delusion you believe in lie. Okay, so Ronald Reagan, the National Center for Constitutional Studies, doing a fine public service and educating Americans about the principles of the Constitution. And that was Ronald Reagan, Orrin Hatch. It's the kind of stimulating book I should like to see studied in all our high schools and universities. I would concur to that. This is possibly the most comprehensive treatment of the genius of the American founding fathers which ever been encompassed in a single volume. Tennessee Chatwin District Judge Phoenix. Pepperdine University Professor Brad E. Hainsworth. Now, I don't know any of these people, so if they turn out to be something bad, then you can't have guilt by association. You have to look at everything on its own merits. The remarkable insight of the American founders was ingenious. That's 100% true. I think the sooner we make up our minds to get back to these fundamentals, the better it will be for the United States and the rest of the world. All right, so here it is, the miracle of Philadelphia. Look at all these statements, just incredible. And a lot of misinformation out there. I know Tim LaHaye wrote a great book about the faith of the founding fathers. I'd highly recommend that to everybody as well. Now, a lot of people, they just get caught up. Instead of the principles, they're like, well, those were white males that wrote those things. Look at the principles and look at the freedom that it has brought to people of all colors. It's not meant to say that the U.S. is perfect by any means. It's not. We treated the Indians horribly. Slavery was terrible. It's a shame that suffrage took till 1918 or whenever. But at the same time, it happened. The slaves were freed. American Indians are free. And even in many cases, depending on how their reservations are run, making real good money. In a lot of ways, ladies can vote. Ladies have full access. Ladies have it better in the United States of America than anywhere else in human history, basically. It just does. And, there's some study, Reuters, poly-parroted, said that America's the 10th most dangerous place in the world for ladies. Just patently not true. And they're still talking about abortion, which they're not, coming from Reuters. Trust me on that. All right. So here we are. So if we all want to live together in love and harmony, with wanting the best for each other, wanting individual freedom and liberty, and seeing great things happen for the most good for the most people, this is the way to do it. America, outside of just Jesus Christ coming and doing it, this is the way to do it. And so how can you not agree with it? It's all men are created equal. It's like, the state of Arkansas just put up a Satanist statue in front of the Capitol to compete with the Ten Commandments. I was reading a Muslim guy says, he said, I don't even think Moses wrote the Ten Commandments. He said, but who could argue with the Ten Commandments? He said, every secularist, humanist, everybody everywhere. So why would the Satanist have problems with the Ten Commandments being posted? And so then you get into, it just has to be an amoral thing. So original balance between federal government and the states, I would highly recommend the Federalist Papers. I've never completed those. I do plan to if the Lord gives me strength. Good stuff. 5,000-year leap. Get it. Even if you disagree, even if you're a socialist, you're a democratic socialist, if you're a communist, if you're whatever you are, an anarchist, read it. You may get converted. A lot of people have come, a lot of communists who were atheists came out of that and came into Christianity and republicanism and democracy and all of this, founding principles. So I'm thinking of Whittaker Chambers. I'm thinking of some lady who wrote Web of Darkness coming out of communism. I forget her name. Bella Dodd, I think was her name. So God bless. Good stuff. Read it. Get it for your kids. Have them read it. Talk with you later in Jesus' name.